Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present our spectacular show of podcast magic and imagination full of Disney wonder, news, and pop culture. It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast with Jenn Dave and David Dollar.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Dave.
It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast. And we are full of energy this morning. We have a guest on this morning coming on with us at the top of the show. That is Big Fat Panda. Hello, good sir.
Hello there, David. Hello, Jen.
Hey,
He was
what's up?
commenting about our energy. And, of course, as we were energetic at the top of the show.
It's early. I got my coffee, and I hear a cat throwing up inside.
Oh, no, I just heard the cat. Oh, no.
Did you hear? I'm going to have a gift in a little while.
It's going to be so nice for you. Oh,
Fun time.
I do think it's on the tile instead of the rug. That's a positive.
that is, you know what? It's way harder on the rug. Way
We'll try to keep the show a little longer so that way it'll have time to ferment and
that's disgusting.
aromasize the room. So.
You never know what you're going to get. Could be a hairball, could be dry food, could be wet food.
Yeah.
Your cat loves you. It's
You
just,
could not find it. There could be nothing. Could have been a dry heave, and you're like,
and then you have paranoia for like the rest of the day. Like
for the rest of the week.
For
Yeah.
the rest of the week.
Fun. All right. So we are top of the show. Well, today
mhm.
we're going to talk about hot takes. So we did this in episode 22 with Ryno from the Dis Unplugged, but now we got on Panda. We're going to do some Disney hot takes, the things that we like that maybe people don't like as much, and the things that we don't really care for that people kind of love about Disney and Disney World and all the Disney stuff there is. But first, let's talk a little bit about Jen. How did you Disney this week?
I Disney this week, actually just last night by watching The Jungle Cruise. We did the
Me
streaming on Disney
too.
Plus.
I see Panda nodding. I guess you did the same thing, Panda.
I did the same thing.
You know
I
what?
did the Disney Plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how we Disney this week. So let's talk a
We
little bit
all
about Disney.
Disneyed.
Now, did you Disney Plus? I saw it in the theater. I watched it in the theater.
Ah.
It was glorious. I thought it was fantastic in the theater. So, first impressions. Did we like this movie? What do we think?
I thought it was chock full. I mean, like, I really, after a half hour, I thought they can't continue. The money has been spent.
Yeah.
I understand, there's a lot of CGI, but I still felt like they didn't phone it in. There was a lot of visual on that screen. And I
Right.
thought as I watched it, I thought I should have went to the theater because
Yeah.
it would have been more glorious on a big screen.
would have been.
I mean, I got a big TV,
Yeah.
but not big like this.
Yeah.
So I have to say I liked it. I think the story's a little convoluted.
Yeah.
I kind of don't remember what the heck happened.
I saw shades
Well, there's
of like
something about a pedal,
Pirates of the
tears
Caribbean.
of the moon, of the sun.
It was a
you
little
know,
bit like
Pirates, Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
Goonies, a whole bunch of stuff.
yeah, there's
Well,
like a whole bunch like all wrapped up in that little.
My thought was immediately. My thoughts turned to Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one.
Yeah.
National Treasure, and a couple of the live action movies that we talk about all the time. Even years later, 10, 15, 20 years later, we still talk about those live action movies.
Mhm.
And every now and then, Disney has one that will come out that I think is a family favorite. That's something that everybody will enjoy and watch over and over. And I think this is one that we will talk about 10 years from now.
Mhm.
I loved Mary Poppins Returns, but nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it.
I loved it. I loved it
I
better
did
than the
too.
original.
No.
And I can't say it.
And nobody talks about it. And I
That's a
love,
hot take.
no, I hated the Nutcracker and the Four Realms. I didn't like
Oh.
Wrinkle in Time. I thought they were disastrous.
Ugh.
So nobody talks about
Ugh.
those. And a lot of live action movies, they come out, they're great, but nobody really talks about them. And I think this is one that people will talk about. It's so
It
much
is fun.
It is
Is
really
it-
fun.
And you're right, it is convoluted. It's a great MacGuffin story. The whole Tears of the Sun, of the Clown, of the Thing, of the Flower Petal, whatever. Who cares? It's just getting there. That's the fun part. And the jokes are great. The Rock is great. I love Emily Blunt. So all of that just worked so well
Mhm.
together. And even the villain was great.
And
Jesse
Paul
Plemons.
Yes.
Giamatti was
Paul
in
Giamatti
there.
was great.
Paul Giamatti was good.
Yes,
The
he was
villain,
fun.
I know the villain guy from Game Night.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
And
Yes.
he is so good. But Game Night was great too. But he
Yeah,
is
you-
really good.
Game
You
Night
can
was really
tell.
good.
You could tell that he's in that role. That he loved being the villain. He
Loved
was
it. You
eating
could-
that up. Like how
You
much
could
fun he was
tell.
having. So
Yeah.
Jungle Cruise, definitely a good experience. I think that's how we all Disney this week is watching the Jungle Cruise.
It is so
Go,
good.
go see it in the theater, Panda. Go see it again.
I
Go
think
see it
I think
again.
I might
Yeah,
actually.
it's
I
fun.
really might.
Yeah. That
fun.
one was worth another watch because there was so much to see.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
just there were a lot of aspects that I really loved too. So I was happy.
Do you know what I did notice very quickly? There's a lot of details in the movie that if you watch it, you won't see. Do you remember when he's saying, no, we can't take this, and he's throwing the guy's extra
Yes.
luggage out?
Yep.
there are people that come up in a canoe and start stealing what's
Yeah,
being
I saw
dropped.
that.
Wait, I don't think I saw
Yeah.
that.
I had to
like a
rewind it
2-second
for
spot. Yep.
2 seconds. But
Yep.
that's what would be happening in that area. So that was
Mhm.
great. I thought there's a lot
Oh,
of
that's so
life
funny.
going on in there.
Yeah, I'm sure that on Pod Rewatches we will find 1,000 Easter eggs in there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Little things in the background, little symbols, little flags, little whatever's visuals
Yeah.
in the back that have to do with the Jungle Cruise and the parks. And
Could you imagine
so,
being the
yeah.
editor of that? Like
Oh my gosh.
the amount of post that has to go into that, the CGI, the imagery, that
Mhm.
every frame has to be looked at, and it's crazy. And it's not a short movie. It's got to be.
No.
It's like a full 2 hours.
It was a little long. It could have been 10 minutes shorter, I think.
I agree.
Maybe it's a little bit, but yeah, overall, I loved it. Thought it was great. So Panda, let's catch up with you real quick. How are you doing? How is everything on your end? What's been going on with you? What are you up to?
Yeah.
Personally, I passed a kidney stone. That was not fun.
Magical.
Oh,
It was not magical
Maybe
at
magical
all.
when it was out.
It was instant like cure of everything. Like life is back the minute it comes out. So other than that, good. Doing the Epcot Food and Wine, enjoying it for this year. I really am. Scared with Florida's numbers again, and who's not vaccinated, and who's this, and who's that mask, and I'm just over it. I hope we can just, I don't know. I need something good to happen so that it doesn't keep getting worse.
Mhm.
Other than that, I'm doing my thing. Trying.
So with the kidney stone, you should take it and throw it into the moat or in Cinderella's castle.
I
Let it
did
become
save
part of
it.
you. Yeah, seriously, you should just. That's exactly what I would do. Is I would take it with me. They're not. I mean, they may look for ashes because you're not supposed to dump ashes in the parks. I know people do it, but you're not supposed to. Kidney stone's tiny little thing. Just
They
you
would
know,
never know.
make a
You are
wish.
the strangest
Make a wish.
person ever.
Or even find your favorite ride, the Jungle Cruise maybe, or Pirates or something, and flick it in the water, and just it becomes part of you.
I
I
agree.
yeah.
I-
See, I think this is good. This is good.
I have no control. Everybody, to our audience, I'm so sorry. I have no control right now.
I don't know if my DNA is in the kidney stone. I might want to, if you want to put yourself into it's like a piece of hair or something.
I'm sure that water though would probably like take off anything on that particular kidney stone because I'm sure
Well,
that water
that's
is
fair.
pretty heavily chlorinated and whatever. So
Wait, you
I
mean you
think it
can
would
smell
clean
the
that
chlorine?
thing right up. But
You can smell the chlorine? What?
in some attractions,
some-
yes.
It's so much, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the moof. The
moof.
The moof. You could smell, like in Pirates of the Caribbean, you can smell
Yeah.
a little moof.
Absolutely, you smell some move. That's there's a
Or-
candle for that now.
or-
There is.
There's a candle. Listen,
Throw
you
it
need
amongst the
Scentsy to
trash.
get a scent for that.
Throw it
Did you
amongst the
know
trash
since
of
he's
Buzz
actually-
Lightyear.
Since he's making with Disney World
Mhm.
an attraction in Fantasyland that has to do with scent.
I read that.
I like that.
Like,
I-
what the heck? You know what? Here's what I'm thinking. Don't know.
Okay.
But remember Sounds Dangerous, where you'd go in a booth and they would
Yep.
do
Yeah.
sounds?
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah.
there's going to be a booth where they like play an Amazon rainforest sound and then you get the smell. That's all I could
Okay.
think about. I don't know what they're doing, but I
Didn't
like
we
that
get this
there's-
with Journey into the Imagination? Isn't that what that is? With the skunk
It's
just the
smell? and
skunk.
all? Yeah.
Do you know what scent that is? You know, right?
I have no
I don't
idea.
think I do. What is
I
it?
haven't
when-
smelled that in probably 10 years because I always hold my breath.
Whenever Disney does a bad smell, like the skunk
Yeah.
or Claire de Room in the Bug's Life,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
Yep.
Tough to be a bug, it's burnt coffee.
Mm.
So what's weird is we all recoil when we smell it because we're associating with what they're showing. But
Right.
next time you do it, think of coffee and you'll go, and you'll actually enjoy the smell, thinking that you want to go to Starbucks. Yeah, I know, it's the weirdest
Okay,
thing.
so now that like I'm totally doing that.
The
Now
next
you get
time
to
the
do Tough to be a
skunk-
bug, Jen.
No, I don't need to go on a stuff to be a bug actually at all. Is that a hot take? Wait, is that a hot take? Just asking, because
Not for you, it's not.
not for me. I guess that's pretty well known
Well,
that I.
Yeah, and also, yeah, good good transition. Let's move to our hot takes here. We're going to talk a little bit about those things, like I
Mhm.
said, that we love that maybe Disney World fans are just like, oh, and vice versa. So, Jen, give us a hot take. What is it that you love or hate that Disney World fans might just go, huh, what is she talking about?
So I do randomly love, but I don't know. You guys are gonna yell at me and tell me it's not really a hot take. But I know a lot of people who don't like it. I love the
Mhm.
American Adventure Pavilion. I love watching that on.
Oh, I love it.
I love it, but
I
people
could
are like,
watch
oh,
that
it's
show all the
boring."
time.
I love that show. I love the music, but again,
Mhm.
maybe that's not considered a hot take. But I know a lot of people who don't ever go see it and they don't like it. So
I never
I
go
know
in there.
the Disney fans that have never been in there, and I'm in shock.
yes,
Mhm.
exactly. They just don't take the time. So
No, it's the animatronics, the show. It's great.
Mhm.
I love it. I can go all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
I've
the time.
seen it. I've seen it. I just never go in there. It's just one of those things I just never do. For me,
See?
Rise of the Resistance is great. I love Rise. It's a great ride, great attraction, beautiful attraction. It's awesome. It's not something I feel like riding every time I go to the parks. It's not an every time thing. Haunted Mansion every time. Got to ride Peter Pan mostly because I'm married to a Peter Pan fan every time. You know what? Slinky Dog every time, probably 5 times because my kid loves it. Rise of the Resistance. If we get on it, great. If we don't, okay.
Okay,
I mean,
David,
it's,
question though.
Yeah.
Is it because of the craziness that you have to go through to invest
Yes.
to get on it?
That's
Okay.
exactly what it is.
If
really
it was
is.
walk on,
yeah,
you'd go on it.
Well, maybe. And if it was a walk on, I would go on it if the line wasn't that long. I feel like if they didn't have the virtual queue, the line would be forever long, like Millennium Falcon can get sometime. And Millennium Falcon is a great ride, but it's also not a ride that I'm like, I got to ride every time. It's just,
I agree.
you know,
Unless
I like
you
the
can get
rides.
all 6 of you and unlock Chewie. That
Yes,
was
that.
epic
We
when
can
I
do
did
that.
that with friends.
We can do
that was
that.
great.
But otherwise, just they're great. They're great attractions. I
Yeah.
love the attractions. They're incredible Imagineering. But it's not. Those aren't things that I'm like. And I'm a Star Wars fan. I've been a Star Wars fan all my life. But those aren't
You
things
have.
that I'm like. I got to ride these things. I got to do them today.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I would
okay.
choose Mickey and
Yeah.
Minnie's over it, believe it
Yeah.
or not.
That's becoming a do every time
Oh,
trip. That's a
I
do
love
every time
Mickey
one.
and Minnie's.
And I didn't know there was a pre-show until
Love
like
it.
last week. Had
Yeah,
no
really?
idea there was a pre-show. Well, because we were going to go last March and they shut everything down. And so we didn't know there was a pre-show. And then, I got news a couple weeks ago that the pre-show has come back. And I'm like, there's a pre-show? There's a what? What do you mean
And
there's
it's
a
a
pre-show?
great. It's
I've
a
heard
great
that.
thing.
I've heard that.
In fact, Brady, he was like, "This ride actually makes more sense now." Yes.
And when you exit, if you look when you exit, you actually exit through the movie screen the way you came in.
Yeah.
It's great.
Mhm.
It's so cool how they do it. It really is so cool.
Love
Yeah.
that attraction. Panda, what hot takes do you have for us?
All right. I hate it. And I don't, you know me, I'm positive smile. I don't talk about hate. I hate Winnie the Pooh ride. I expect so much more out of it. I hate it. It's cardboard cutouts. And every time I get into that heffalump and woozle room,
I hate that room.
expect something that nothing ever happens. And then they do that little lightning at the end with the rain on the wall. And I'm like, what is going on? This is a $3 paint job. And it just ends. I just hate it. I just think it could be so much more. Mr. Toad was so much better.
You know what? I'll agree with you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Toad was better.
Although
Christine also agrees. Shout out to Christine. She also agrees that Mr. Toad was better, I'm sure.
I think most fans think Mr. Toad was better. Most fans that are above like the age of 15 or 20. There's a lot of people who never saw Mr. Toad, doesn't know anything about Mr. Toad, so they grew up with the Winnie the Pooh ride. I like the Pooh ride, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It is like a cardboard cutout of everything.
And if you
is.
watch a video on Winnie the Pooh ride in Japan, you realize what they did to us. It's so good.
They gave us a short end of the stick.
They gave us the real short end because in Japan it is like an e-ticket attraction,
Ugh.
and Pooh is fully animatronic. It's
What?
like wow, yeah. Good, just type in a Winnie the Pooh ride or whatever
I don't think I've
adventure
ever
in
looked at
Japan.
it.
Yeah, it's even the vehicle is better. It's a trackless thing too.
See, like
Yeah.
the vehicle, I just find is like a little uncomfortable. Like the seat's hard plastic, I guess, resin. I don't know.
It's not even the worst of it. Just
It's just
I don't know. They try to do things that don't work.
yeah, agreed. Okay, I'll agree with that.
Jen, hot take. Do it.
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is overrated.
Ooh.
Oh, that I like.
Oh, that's a controversial one there.
I,
Why is it overrated?
You told me to do it.
I know it's.
We could do it.
This is
Yeah,
what it's
this
for.
is that's
Let it
my
all out.
context. I didn't
Let
say
it all
wasn't-
out.
Didn't
Confessions.
say it wasn't a good ride. Didn't say I don't enjoy the ride. I think the middle part with the mine is super impressive. I do love that scene. But in terms of like waiting, okay, granted, right now lines are not, as crazy long or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't have to do it. If the line's like 20 minutes or less, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm like, I've
So
been
you
on
really
it.
never do it very much. You don't do it very
I
often.
don't do it very often. During COVID, I've actually done it more than I ever did
Mhm.
before because it's like I don't have the full thrill factor. I like swinging back and forth on the,
Right.
and I'm like, oh, this is fun. Don't need to do it again. I'm okay.
So what is it that you hate about it?
I don't hate
Why do you hate the ride?
it.
What is it you just
I do
hate?
not.
I mean, I know you
Why
hate
do you
Illuminate.
despise it?
I mean, you hate Illuminations. Now you hate Seven
Oh my
Dwarfs Mine
gosh.
Train. It's just, it's insane.
Just said I don't.
Why do you
want
hate the
to-
characters? Why do you hate Disney World?
Why do I hate Disney World? I mean,
Why do you hate small
just
children? That's one of
Because
my
I'm
kids.
too bougie. See,
Jen,
that's why.
that's one of my kids' favorite rides. Why do you hate autistic children? Shame on you, Jen. Shame on you.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Yeah, that's my hot take. I knew that one was going to be big. I see. I softballed it first with the American Adventure, and then I should have saved that one for the end. Like, I might need to redeem myself.
So I can see your point. I guess I can see your perspective. I can, where people can see that it's overrated, because I like the ride. I enjoy the ride very much. I wish it were a little faster, and I wish the car swung a little more.
Exactly.
Like they were supposed
I
to do.
wanted more of everything.
I don't know if it was like 3 people that complained, so they had to fix it. Like how 3 or 4 people complained about menus at Star Wars, so they had to do the whole thing
They had
over
to, and then take away the score,
so people could
like,
to understand it or whatever.
Seriously.
I don't know, but
read the descriptions. Like, it's not that hard, people.
I feel like it could have been. I feel like the Munchkin could have been maybe a smidge, maybe 15% better to make it a better ride. But I don't hate it like you do, but still.
I like it. I think they packed a lot into that little space that they had.
They did pack a lot into it. I didn't say I hated it. It's just not my favorite. I'm gonna opt for other things before I opt to wait in that line.
That makes sense. That's
kind of like I don't usually wait 45 minutes for Peter Pan, but
The woman in the monorail above you does not agree with you. She is staring down on you and giving you some real heat.
I know she is. She's like,
she's giving you some shade. You see how? Yeah.
I do.
Looks like the lady from Ozarks.
She's just, oh, yeah.
She looks like the mother from Ozarks looking down on you.
She does. Wait, that show needs to come back. Not Disney at all. But
it is coming back.
I need season 4.
It is coming. I can't. I love it. I
can't
know.
wait.
It's the best.
Okay. Text me when you know when it's coming out.
More Darlene.
Never seen an episode
She's
of the show, and I've heard it's great.
Oh my gosh.
David, start with season 1.
You need to.
I gotta finish Law and Order for you. I'm almost
finish
at
it
21.
and then start.
I got 2 seasons left, and then I'm caught up after a 2-year odyssey of 500 something episodes.
That's a lot. That's a lot of episodes.
That's a lot of episodes. It really is.
Episodes.
It's a lot of SVU. So on that vein with Jen and it's Mine Train, I'm going to say it and I've said it before, and I'm going to use it in this hot take episode because I want to hear what Panda has to say about it too. Space Mountain is vastly overrated. Disney World Space Mountain is vastly overrated. Disneyland Space Mountain is fantastic. The Matterhorn over there is overrated because it's kind of the same concept.
Matterhorn's
the rickety, shaky, just I don't like it. I ride it once, mostly because I'm like, okay, it's Space Mountain. I got to do Space Mountain at Disney World, and then I'm done. I don't like the way the speakers are set above you, because you hear the music and it kind of fades in and out like this every time, and it's as you hear the music, like the music in Disneyland is in the car, so you hear the music the whole time. When they try to do the hyperspace galaxy at Space Mountain there at Disney World, when they tried to do something with it, whatever, they put like 3 projections on the ceiling, and it looked terrible. It looked like something I could do in my living room with an iMac. It was awful. I think Space Mountain's overrated. I do.
In comparison, I love Space Mountain, but when I went on the one in Disneyland, I realized again we got the short end of the stick.
Sure did.
And ours needs to be upgraded. It does.
Yeah, and
it needs to be like Disneyland, because that one is so good. The tandem,
so good.
Yep.
It's so good.
Well, and if the one at Disneyland did not exist, I would still think the one at Disney World was overrated. It's
Me
not
too.
even like, well, this is all we have, so I like it. No, I don't like it.
I'm the opposite, where I thought it was great until I saw the other one. I was like, oh.
Same. And I'm like, oh, it's not as good. Although you know that if they did close it down for an extensive, like lengthy refurb,
they have to though.
But they would lose people will lose their minds.
Yeah.
Like literally, like, how can you take away Space Mountain? So that's a lose-lose right there for them.
Yeah, it's an age indicator. When you get off Space Mountain, you're holding your back. You're like, how old am I? This is just, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I've just got to stop. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Panda, hot take.
That's fair.
All right. I don't think you're going to agree with this one. I'm going to have people that think it's crazy.
You're going to get added. All right.
Toy Story Midway Mania.
Oh.
I do not like it. I don't think it's a ride. I think it's a video game. And I think the use of screens constant, and I couldn't wait that long for it. And people love it. They go nuts over it. And I'm like,
they do.
It's not really an attraction to me. It's a distraction.
You have to work. You have to put the work in on the ride.
That's okay. I don't mind
a ride that you have
playing.
To do.
Yeah, I just wish there was more. I wish there was a Woody animatronic at some point, something that upgraded it. I just see cars going around to screens, and then you're done, and I'm like, but they love it. Like they have
People
it as
love
this.
it.
Love it.
It's one of my favorite attractions. It's like in my top 5.
See?
I love
Really?
it. I love it. I do. I do.
I get it.
It falls middle of the pack for me. Like if I don't go on it, I'm not devastated. If I go on it, I have fun, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I have to ride Toy Story every time.
I'd
like,
much rather go to Slinky Dog.
oh, Slinky all day.
Slinky Dog is
Love it.
great. Yeah.
Love
all
the whole
day.
thing.
But listen, but Campbell also loves Slinky Dog, so ergo, I
Yes.
don't hate autistic children.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you rebounded here. That's really good.
So
That's
there
his
you
favorite.
go.
That is his favorite ride. Is Slinky Dog Dash.
See.
He cannot get enough of Slinky Dog. We'd ride it over and over and over.
Aw.
And so, and with the DAS pass, it helps us. We're able to ride it a couple times in the morning. And
Yeah.
sometimes cast members will come up and they'll help us out as well. But that's a favorite ride. But I like Toy Story Mania. He hasn't grasped the concept of I'm going to pull this ball and watch this thing because the glasses. He plays with the glasses the whole time. He's like, okay, I can see. Now I can't. I can see. Now I can't. I can. And it's really funny. And so he kind of sits between us, and as we do whatever. And my wife always wins on Buzz Lightyear. I always win on Toy Story Mania, and it's a fun thing. So, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Toy Story Mania. So you won't break my stride on that one, Panda.
I'm gonna break my stride. I'm gonna hold me down.
Oh no!
Oh.
I gotta keep on shooting. And the plates are my favorite. The plates are absolutely my
break
favorite.
those plates! I'm not your
Break those
mother.
plates. Hot take from Jen.
Wait, is it Panda's turn? Oh no, that was Panda of Toy
Yeah,
Story.
yep.
Oh, okay. So when it comes to, gosh, I'm probably gonna get hate on this too. Not as much hate as Seven Dwarfs though. Okay, so I will say they've improved this. But on Journey of the Little is it the Journey of the Little Mermaid? The one in Magic Kingdom. That's not Voyage. That's Journey. Okay.
No, I think it's Voyage. Oh no.
No, Voyage isn't.
Under the Sea with Little Mermaid, I believe, is in Magic Kingdom. I think
Right.
Journey of the Little Mermaid is Hollywood. Is that right? Am I
Okay,
missing
it's the
that?
one in
don't
Magic
remember.
Kingdom. I'm
Okay.
specifically
Okay.
talking about the one in Magic Kingdom, just
Okay.
regardless of what its name is.
Okay.
I think they phoned it in a little bit on part of it because you can see it's like if I can see you in the walls and and then eventually like
Yeah.
on the backward clamshell they put up some fish, like it
Yeah.
it made it better. But there are cute scenes, but it's like if I do this and look around, I'm like, yeah, okay, there's the joists. Okay, it's just all painted black, like as if I
when you
can't
get to
see it.
Scuttle's Rock, you can see through part of the mesh.
Yeah.
They didn't put the cement over it.
They
completely. I know.
didn't.
I agree.
Yes. So I just think they phoned it in and it's cute, whatever. But I'm like, were you really ready to open this? Like, or was it just we had a deadline?
I kind of view Mermaid kind of like Panda views Pooh, with not quite as much hatred. No, they didn't. I don't like. It's much more technologically advanced than Pooh because Pooh is cardboard.
Right.
But it's just it's fine. It's whatever. It's to me, there's such a big gap between the kiss the girl scene and all of a sudden Ursula's dead. There's such a massive,
Yeah.
like
what about this
1/3 of the
whole
movie is gone. We've spent the entire ride talking about the first 20 minutes of the movie, and all of a sudden we're in the last 2 scenes.
Did I
of the
black
movie.
out? Did I go into a
Exactly.
coma?
It's like
Yes.
Four Unfortunate Souls just kiss the girl, and then she's dead. And I'm like, should we not have a scene in here somewhere between that
Like
shows
where they
something? I mean, I don't know.
Anything?
Voice,
like
a
Prince
voiceover? A voiceover?
like some battle, some
I mean, let's
epic
go through
battle.
we'll go through the AC with Crush, and it'll just have Scuttle do the voiceover or something, and talk about what happened. Here's all the things you missed from minute 27 to minute 1 hour and 14, and here we go. I don't know. It's just I feel like there's something.
It never has a very
disjointed.
long line.
No, and it's
but
the
they
queue is
prepped for
forever
one
long.
because
the
it
queue is
takes.
so long.
I swear, it takes like as long as Flight of Passage to get to the attraction.
Now, is it possible? And this is a serious question. Is it possible that this ride they were just so focused on making it for kids, they didn't even concern themselves with adults? They were like, the kids will like it. That's all we need. I mean, it's because I feel like if you're 7, you're all into it. If you're 12, you're like, really? And if you're 37, you're like, really? I don't know. It doesn't. There's nothing special about the ride to me. It's just okay.
Like the Under the Sea scene. I'm like,
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
it is
I
fun.
still
Yeah.
think the under the sea scene they could add a little bit. Give
oh,
me
I
some
think they could add.
projected bubbles or something. That room needs a
Ooh.
little
It needs some
Little-
zhuzhing.
needs some zhuzhing.
But
I wonder-
but it's fun. It's a fun scene. So
It
it's like
is.
So I'm like, okay, but yeah.
And the
we could-
animatronics, I love.
Oh yeah, animatronics are great. I like the one fish and she's like sitting there like she's got,
Yes.
like she's hilarious. I love her. Yeah.
And the
Even
Yeah.
The Ursula scene is fantastic. When Ursula's head is on, the Ursula
Oh
scene
yeah,
is
when
fantastic.
her head went
God.
I
around.
love the Ursula. It's awesome.
Me too. Ursula's great.
We don't spend
Yeah,
enough
she's
time
great.
in there.
Can I give you a
Yeah.
quick fun story?
Yes.
I think is it Garner? Yes, Garner Holt made most of the animatronics for that thing. I'm in a live interview with him, and I'm interviewing him, telling him how much I love the animatronics, and he says thank you. And I tell him my favorite animatronic though is Ursula, and
Yeah.
he says that's the only one that I did not build.
Oh no.
Talk about embarrassing and knowing when to shut up. And I knew he didn't build them all. I just assumed
but
it
still,
was him.
but you would. I would have assumed the same thing.
My favorite one, I was telling him how much better it is than all the others. Yeah. So I wanted to crawl into a hole. That's the one he didn't. That's the one that was built by WDI, Walt Disney Imagineering.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's an impressive animatronic, though.
It really
It
I
is.
mean, it's impressive.
But here's the thing about Mermaid too. We don't spend enough time in there. Like we're in and out of that
Yeah.
room in like 12 seconds, and I'm like,
Right.
this beautiful
Unless
animatronic,
she-
this scene that
Mhm.
everybody, the song that everybody loves. Everybody loves Born for
Or
Souls.
everybody.
And it's like, could you not give us maybe a minute of the song and let us hear
Something?
the entire?
You
minute
could have
of
had
the
us
song?
go around
know.
it like Madame Leota.
That and that, maybe
Yes.
have lots of
Instead of
magenta, have them
passing
swimming
by, yeah.
around, have some scenes,
Yes.
whatever. You know, even just a scrim, like a shimmery scrim of some sort of backdrop or something. Give us more than
Yeah.
just 7 lines of the song and then we're out. And I'm like, look at the animatronic, it's over. It's
Yeah.
Literally.
I'm sure there was a blue sky meeting that had everything you just said, and then when budget came, it became a quick pass by.
Who at that point would have been the one to cut everything?
Bob Chapek.
I was gonna say
Yes.
it's Bob, wasn't it?
Bob Paycheck. There you go.
Bob Paycheck.
So all right. So if I had to do a top 5 meals in Disney World, just top 5 meals that I not quality, not best, not you got to go here
Okay.
for clients, whatever, but that I personally enjoy. I got to put corn dog nuggets at Casey's Corner in the top 5. I love the corn dog nuggets. I do. I would take it over most of the things at Disney World.
Every time I
I
eat the
do.
corn dog nuggets, I go back to the counter and I say, "Excuse me, did you forget the flavor?" Because I find them like really
Oh, I love
dull.
them. I love them.
Okay.
But I do add a little ketchup and mustard, kind of mix it together. Some dipping sauce that I make on my own.
Okay, without that,
I do that.
it's-
No,
they're
no,
pretty bland.
no. Nobody eats corn dogs by themselves. That's gross. And so you got to put something on it. Gross.
if I make like a little thing at home, they're going to be
Yeah.
flavorful. I don't know why they're a little devoid of flavor.
The fries are okay. They're not fantastic. I've had better fries there. And the atmosphere is pretty good. I mean, I don't necessarily like the standing table.
If
And
you
it's not even
enjoy
Casey,
it, you
it's
enjoy
not even
it.
Casey's Corner. If Le Cellier had corn dog nuggets, I might order a side of those when I order my steak. I mean, I'm a big fan of corn dogs, and I love the nuggets there. I do. Jen has this very peculiar look on her face.
I
like,
don't. I'm confused.
D-
If
Jen, do
you
you know
just
what a corn
mentioned
dog
Le Cellier and corn dog nuggets.
do you know
in
what a
the
corn
same
dog actually
sentence,
is?
I'm like,
A corn dog is not nearly bougie enough for you. Do you even know what that is? It's
cornbread around
it's
the
a hot dog
I think.
battered. It's got a stick on it. I'm just kind of you probably
Wait, the
haven't had one in a
nuggets
very
have
long
sticks
time.
on them.
Amish don't have corn dogs, I'm guessing.
I
So, I don't exactly know what Amish do eat, but I don't know. Maybe you don't eat corn dogs. I'm not really sure.
I don't eat corn dogs, so that's
There you go.
correct. That is correct. You can find me elsewhere.
I can't wait for the day that maybe Grand Floridian starts serving corn dogs at a little, stand there.
Did that
Your
perish?
your heart would
That's
break.
not happening. That's not happening. You can find me at Citricos or Narcoosse's.
I'd eat corn dogs there if they had them. Anyway, corn dog nuggets. That's my hot take. They're fantastic. I love them. I love them. Panda.
Anything at Yak and Yeti, preferably their egg rolls. I think the Yak and Yeti egg rolls are amazing. Get them with a side of fried rice, and you are done.
Really?
Everything that Yak and Yeti has made, I just love. I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
Have you been?
Not in years. So I mean, I
Okay.
have to say it's been years.
Okay.
So maybe I just need to go back.
So good for like an Asian-y type thing. So
Yeah.
good.
I haven't been in a long time. I'm not a fan of that style of food. We went, my wife and I went, and she loved it. She thought it was really good. And what I had tasted very good, very flavorful. It was fine.
Mhm.
I'm not a fan of that style of food. I'm not.
There's a lot of different styles. Like you can get like
Yeah.
sweet and sour chicken
Mhm.
or fish, or there's a couple,
Mhm.
but it is different. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
It might have
Alright.
been just the one thing I got. Like I've been to Mama Melrose 3 times, and that's 3 times enough to know that I don't like it. I don't like Mama Melrose. I've had nothing there that I like,
Really?
and so I need to go back to
I
the Yak and
like
Yeti and
it.
try it again.
Okay,
So,
the penne alla vodka. was good.
I don't even know what you just said, but whatever it was, I didn't like it.
He's not Italian, Panda. He
No, I
doesn't
love
get it.
Italian food, but I've had the pasta, I've had the pizza, and I had something else. And
But
it just
okay,
wasn't my thing.
But you're not from an area of the country that typically serves a lot of authentic Italian
I'm
either.
not Amish. You know that, Jen.
I don't think the Amish do authentic Italian either. I'm from Pittsburgh.
So I mean, is there
Oh.
like a big Italian population in Pittsburgh? Is that why it's I have no idea. So
Actually, fairly large, considering. I mean, it's not our only population, but we have.
I mean,
like,
I've been to
authentic
Olive Garden.
Italian
When you're
grocery
there,
stores. Fun
Your
fact.
family.
when you're there,
Fun
your family. Yeah.
fact. They actually import water from where my husband grew up in Verona, Pennsylvania, to make the pizza at Via Napoli.
I knew
Because
that.
the water table
Mm.
is similar
So
Mhm.
To-
Naples, yep.
to
Yep.
Naples. So
And they pH balance the water properly, and they import the ingredients, and yeah.
yeah, so
I knew
that's
And-
fun fact. So we actually do have a lot of quite authentic.
No, I've been to Olive Garden, so I know what good pasta tastes like, Jen. I know what authentic tastes like. Okay, so it's Mama Melrose is not my favorite. It's just not.
Sorry, I've got to go right now. It's just-
You're welcome,
I have no words.
Jen. You got another hot take for us? One more.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna get hate mail on this one too. It's not currently running, so I don't have to not like it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I get annoyed by the Castle Forecourt stage shows. I have not watched one since 2007. It just walked by. I'm like, nope, I can't walk through the castle right now. Everybody's in the middle of the hub. I gotta go.
I revert back to 3 years old. I get the chills and I almost cry when Minnie comes out and goes, "Oh, hello everyone." And that's all I need. And I'm like,
I could do that with other things. Any fireworks show, and like if they have a Main Street electrical parade, or man, if they brought back Spectro Magic, I'd be like weeping. Yeah, no, I don't know.
I love the stupid David spectacle. We love you with the sun. I could just do it all day. Sorry.
I told you it was going to be unpopular.
I've never watched the
understand
shows.
Why people
I've
like
never
it.
watched the castle shows.
You are missing out
Yeah.
on childhood memories.
At no point in time in my life have I ever stopped and be like, "There's the castle show. Let's watch." Like I've gotten some video of it just for content, and that's it. Like I kept walking. I mean,
I've died in 110-degree weather to watch that show.
Again, so Jen has now destroyed the dreams of like hundreds of listeners, and I'm going to get hate mail.
You hate Seven Doors Mine Train. You don't like special needs kids. You
don't
hate,
like
You hate
characters.
joy. You don't like characters.
Do you know what I found a newfound love for though?
Ponchos?
Aladdin's magic carpets.
Just a spinny thing?
No, we have listeners of the show who love Aladdin's magic
Yes.
carpets.
It is fun.
So David and I wrote it actually in the middle of the day as opposed to
Yes.
waiting till.
Yeah, and I enjoyed that ride. I enjoyed that
and
ride.
it was
Jen doesn't
actually
like
nice.
it.
Oh, you know what?
Let me tell you, by accident, I was once on it and the fireworks started. I didn't plan that.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you know how cool it was to go around in a circle? And ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And
That's cool.
It was definitely a magical
That's cool. Oh my gosh.
But during the Halloween party, when it was no COVID and everything was really good,
Mhm.
one of the bears from the Bear Jamboree was walking around, got on the ride with people. So there's a kid sitting next to a bear on the carpet going around.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Awesome.
too
I
cool.
love when that happens.
That's
So
amazing.
it
so
happens
much fun.
very rarely
Yep.
when Disney says there's not a lot of people.
Mhm.
Go
Yeah.
interact, and that was great.
Yeah, I've
That's
seen
cool.
the Alice characters on the Teacups ride. I've actually seen that.
Yes,
Like
like
the
that's
queen
the
sitting in the
best.
ride by her, like a cup by
Yeah.
herself spinning around.
best,
It's
the
so
best.
great.
That's so cool.
So much fun to watch. So I love that. All right, so one ride that I like this ride quite a bit. I do. I think it's a fun ride, but I'm okay with it changing. I'm not committed to it, and that's Splash Mountain. And fine, if it changes, okay. A lot of people don't like the change, don't like the idea. Maybe I would change it to something different. Maybe I would do something different. But I'm like, okay, I'm not.
I like
heartbroken.
the
It's
Emperor's
fine.
New Groove idea
You
that
know.
Christine had.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be great. But
How do you even have that lever?
You know, pull the lever, Kronk.
I gotta be honest. I love Splash Mountain because growing up, my father showed me
Mhm.
Song of the South, and I thought, I didn't know about the controversy. I just thought it was a great movie. I'm a kid. What do I know? And I love the characters. I love the ride. I don't mind it changing, but I do love what's there but I'm, you know, I would like to see what they're going to do. If they can have Mama Odie sing and dance as an animatronic, I'm full in.
I mean, I feel like that needs
dig
to
a little
happen.
deeper. Yeah.
The
thing is, they say that it's going to take place after the movie.
Wait,
So
really?
So Ray's
the
dead?
story. Yes. And so is the villain, Dr. Facilier. We're not going to have him.
Wait,
I'm
how
thinking,
do you not have him in a...
I'm thinking they're going to, and they're changing it. And what I read was not correct, I hope. But
I hope that's not correct. Because, I mean, there's so many great scenes that you could put into that ride from the movie. I mean, it's just... Because I do like Princess and the Frog. That's a great movie. It's got great music.
You know they're going to blend it in some because people are like, how are they going to fit the mountain? They're going to do something. I don't know.
They'll manage. They'll
well,
totally manage to do it.
my theory was, and we talked about this a long time ago in the early episodes, with a little extra oomph, they could turn Splash Mountain and right next to it into a small new little land area, like a new New Orleans based land.
Oh, they could.
They could easily, you know, you wouldn't a Big Thunder would be right there. You can still get the Big Thunder through Frontierland, and that little shop there that they, you know, whatever refreshments and stuff, they could do something maybe turn Tortugas into like a restaurant or like a themed restaurant or whatever. So like an L-shaped little area there for like New Orleans kind of land.
If
they could easily do that.
A Tiana's Place.
Oh,
that'd be huge.
And a beignet area.
Right where that little outpost is. You know, they have that, nobody
where they
eats
used to have McDonald's fries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put beignets there. Everyone, I mean, it'll be the line will be back to Country Bears.
And you have the parade that starts there. You could do a little Mardi Gras thing going through.
Oh yeah, that would be really cute.
Replace Pecos Bills because I just don't care. I could care less.
No, take Pecos Bills back to what it used to be.
Yeah,
Pecos
I don't like their food now. I do not like their food now at all.
Me either.
But now Pecos Bills, what was it, like 7-8 years ago?
Great.
Was so good with the Fixins bar.
The Fixins bar, yeah.
You could like make a meal out of the Fixins bar.
And now they're like, wait, we could charge for that.
They did.
People used to get the baked potato over by the Hall of the Presidents and go to the Fixins bar and just make a load of baked potato.
So good. It was so good.
It reminds me of college when I didn't have any money, so I would go into the food hall or whatever and go to the salad bar and like I would just like they had the salad bar, not really a salad bar, but it was fixins for burgers and stuff, like cheese and lettuce and everything for burgers, whatever. And I would go there and try to make myself a mini little salad just to try to eat. I'm like eating little salad portions on a cracker or whatever because I'm so hungry because I'm broke, 18 and no money. So yeah. All right.
It works.
Panda, any last hot take for you?
You know what? Let me quickly go through my thing in my head. Epcot. I'm pretty good with what's there. I mean, can we be honest about Journey into Imagination? They've been talking about it. That needs a major overhaul.
They need to keep Figgy. They need to keep Figment.
I want an original story of Dreamfinder Figment, but let's use the technology of Mystic Manor.
Yes. Why not?
And do it. I agree.
There's plenty of space in that pavilion too. They're not even using all of it.
Right now, remember what the ride was?
Oh, it was so amazing.
It was epic. And now it's a joke. Even Figment is annoying and not even creative anymore. He's just an annoying child.
Right. And that's not who he was meant to be. I just remember him in his original, that's the Figment I love.
I agree.
See, I did not grow up with Disney, like going to the parks and stuff, like you guys did, and so I don't remember the original. I've heard so much great things about the original. My first time was early '80s. I went a couple of times in the '90s with friends just to Magic Kingdom. On my honeymoon at 04 is when I really started going, and then 07 from on then is when I started going multiple times a year. So really, my Disney World started coming in 06, 07 is when I really started getting involved in everything. Everest had just opened, and Soarin' had just opened, and whatever. And so. I don't remember any of this. I really wish I could go back and see some of the original attractions like they were because I want to ride Body Wars.
There's only 2 good videos of the old Journey into Imagination, but it's worth seeing how it was done.
Definitely worth seeing. Yeah, Body Wars was good too.
Yeah. Would you want to see an Inside Out kind of IP put in there or just make it original Figment story?
I'd rather it be original Figment. Yeah. Figment and Dreamfinder shouldn't go.
No. I want an original story from Disney all the way around because every attraction is it Everest the last actual original story they had in an attraction in a ride that they told? Is that
and even that what's the story? There's a Yeti on the mountain. There's not
Yeah.
much
Yeah, but it's a
there.
character they created for that attraction, and they
You
created
mean
an
like a
entire scenario.
character
Like
created specifically for the
not
parks?
just a character, but like a storyline,
like a
an
storyline
atmosphere.
specifically for the parks, not
because everything
taken
has
from
an
a movie.
IP attached to it now. And
Do you
so,
know how they got the idea for that Yeti, that particular one that they used in the ride? There's this lady, Christine Fox, and she came out of the shower one day, and they saw her a picture, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, we have to fashion it of that." So that's what you got on the ride.
I'm sorry, Christine.
I purposely have to enter her in here to get a response out of her.
and then they asked her a Star Wars question that she couldn't answer, and a Marvel question that she couldn't answer. We had, I don't know if you heard this or not, but we had her on the show a couple of weeks ago, and we played Marvel or Star Wars, where all I would do was throw out a term, and she had to say whether it was Marvel or Star Wars. It was really funny.
I love her, but she didn't even know Slinky Dog was a roller coaster while she was on it. So
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know how you
Wait,
thought she was
what
going
was
to answer.
another one?
that.
Wait. She told me a story the other day too. She was so mad because she gosh, this was way back when, and she
Not the
didn't know what
gondolas.
Mission Space was. You didn't know what the
Really?
gondolas were. She was like,
Me and her both thought there were going to be boats.
you
with
both
people-
thought they were boats.
for real. Yeah.
But no, she said they didn't know what Mission Space was when they went on it. I was like,
Oh my gosh, that would kill you.
when that harness comes down and it's pretty tight, that's a little like, oh, this is
It's
not like Peter Pan.
claustrophobic in there.
she
Yeah.
said she didn't know. So
Wow.
we love you, Christine.
Make sure.
We
Well, you
do,
should have told her the
Christine,
best
we
thing
love
you can do in that ride if you don't know what's going on is to look around. Look around very rapidly.
No,
Do that.
my
No,
gosh, that's
no.
terrible. You're bad. Don't
Close
say
your
that.
eyes and look around. Move your head very rapidly.
Break your neck.
I was like, oh my gosh.
That's
I laugh-
another wasted space right now. It really is.
It is.
To me, that's a one and done. I experienced it. I liked it. I
Yeah.
can't go back on Mission Space. You're abusing your heart, I think, on that.
Well, Christine would say, let's bring back World of Motion. Of course, that was Test Track, but
I do love World of
World of
Motion.
Motion was good. What was in Mission Space?
Horizons.
Oh, that's right, Horizons.
And
I
that
kinda
was
think-
great.
I feel like Mission Space was an attraction
Horizons
that had
was
great intentions.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they just knew this ride was going to be like
Yeah.
phenomenal. People are going to love it, and I don't know that they realized how intense the ride actually was. And I guess they did when they were
Probably
doing it, but how people would react to it, like maybe they thought more people would be
Yeah.
fine with it. Versus, I remember the first time I rode it, when this is maybe a year or two after
Yeah.
after it opened, there were people laying on benches, like as I was
They're
walking out, like,
spinning
all
in
along.
a centrifuge.
Yeah, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. And of course they did the other one now,
The
I call
green
it Puke-
version, yeah.
I call it Puke and Pansy, basically. Which when they redid the Pansy, it actually is pretty cool. I like the world trip. It looks
Nice.
the
That
visuals
it is
are
a
so
nice
cool on
one.
it.
They changed. Although
So-
I miss our Capcom. I'm
I
getting
miss
Gary
Lieutenant Dan.
Sinise.
I miss Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant
Yeah.
Dan!
Just because I can make magic leg jokes every time I see it.
Well, I mean, is he ever not Lieutenant Dan?
It's very
to
true.
people? Like,
Do we have any other hot takes from the crowd here? Anything else we want to throw out?
No, I'm pretty good. I still love Dinosaur. That's not a hot take, though. I love it.
Indiana Jones is better.
Indiana Jones is better.
Yeah.
If they
Indiana
can-
Jones is better.
If they can update ours, great.
Yes, agreed.
Because
So
I
I
heard
heard-
it's the same track.
I
It
heard
is
a
the same
rumor
track. It is the
that
same track.
I heard a rumor they took all the dinosaur merchandise out of the gift shop. Was this from one of the rumor sites or something?
That's
That all the
a-
dinosaur merchandise had disappeared, and it made me wonder if they were looking to do something.
Not
else
as
with
of
it.
last time I was there. They still had dinos. So.
Okay, forget
Oh,
I
do you
said
know-
anything. So I
Do you
don't
know the roller coaster that shut down the Primeval Whirl?
Yeah, yeah.
I was watching a YouTube video, the exact same coaster, because it's just a
Yeah.
like off the shelf coaster that they.
Yeah, it's just
bought.
like
Right.
a cat and the
A lot
mouse.
of people like got really hurt on it. And I wonder if that's why we shut it down.
I think
Possibly.
so.
Not that they got hurt on ours, but
No,
they
no,
knew
on
the-
other versions
Yeah,
of the
of the
wild.
same
I
thing.
liked
They
that
s-
ride.
Yeah.
I loved that ride. It was. It
all
was.
I mean, it would jerk you a lot. Like if
It
you
did. It
weren't
was.
ready
It was
for
an
it.
open version of Space Mountain, but I liked
Yes.
it because it was more whimsical and you knew what you were going to get. My kid loved it, and he loves spinning, so that helps.
I would sit on one side and there'd be like a skinny family on the other side.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, how we would spin. Once the spinning came, if it's not evened out that car, they were dying.
Yeah.
It-
I gotta tell you though, those
I
harnesses
apologize.
that was made for a different era. That attraction was made for 1968 because it was just the harnesses are tight, the seats are tight, and it's like, I mean, I guess whoever designed that also designed the cars in Seven Doors Mine Train because also very tight.
I mean, that's true though. It's like
Yeah.
Like, shoot.
Yeah, I have a friend. One of my best friends is 6'9". He's like 280.
Can he even
and,
ride
and we
it?
talked about Disney World. Well, he's never been, and
Oh,
we talked
okay.
about it. And a lot of times I'll get in attractions, and I'll look at my wife, and I'm like, "Yeah, Chris will never get on this. He could never."
Yeah, he's
ride
not going to
this
do Mine
No.
Train
No,
at
he could
6'9".
not.
I don't
Not
think.
at 6'9".
No,
Because
it's too
I mean,
big.
listen, I'm tall, and I'm like, if I
Mhm.
was much taller, I would start feeling like,
Yeah, his knees would be around his face, and it just wouldn't work.
yeah, that wouldn't work.
When
Be
I
one of
when I
those-
come out of the Mine Train, you hear the Tupperware seal go.
Anyway, Panda, where can we find you on the worldwide interwebs?
BigFatPanda.com goes just about everywhere.
So
Thank
where
you.
where are we on the pin series? I've got the first
You know what?
two.
We're still at 2. Pin 1 has 4 left, which is
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Pin 2 has about 40 left. So until I get to like 20,
I got
I
got
was gonna say I haven't seen. I've got 2 right over here. And I'm like,
yeah, I've got the
So
first two.
if
so
you
good.
got if you got the first
have
2, you
2.
got them. We're just
Okay.
waiting for 3 soon.
okay.
Very cool. Well, I
You
was
need to
afraid.
text me when
push
3
2
comes
more.
out.
Yeah,
so
because
that
I was
can just go
afraid you'd
buy
be
it.
like, "Yeah, we're on pin 47," and I'm like,
And I'm like,
"Oh."
what?
No.
So-
I'm trying to save money until it's worth it.
Yeah.
But I
that
like
makes
pin
sense.
2 better than 1, even though 1 is the real logo. I like pin 2 better because
No, I liked pin 2.
Mhm.
Pin
yeah,
2
the
was
big
cute.
panda face I like.
Yeah, I like it. It was
Very
cute.
cool.
Well,
Jenna,
it
where
is
can we
cute.
find you on the webs?
Oh, you can find me everywhere at Upon a Star Jen. Also on Instagram, you can follow my personal Instagram at Jen_Novotny for just other random stuff.
Very cool. Find me on Instagram at The Magic on a Dollar. Find me on Facebook, Magic on a Dollar, and at Disney on a Dollar. And of course, you can find the show, The MSC Podcast. That is the phrase that pays magic and love and all the good stuff that you love. Find it online. Find it on themscpodcast.com. That's our website. The MSC Podcast on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on all those social type places. Follow us also at Upon a Star Travel because as you're listening to this, Jen and I are on our way to Cancun. We're taking an agency trip. A big group of us will be down there in Cancun, touring resorts, seeing some fun stuff, going to the swim up bar, I'm sure, hitting the beach, I'm sure, having a good time down there. I'll try to keep Jen upright if I can to make sure she's not falling over and sloshy. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
that's
Just kidding. That's not who she is. Mostly. But anyway, we're going to have a good time down there. So make sure you follow all along. Follow Panda as well. Panda, this has been a delight to have you on.
A lot of fun. We got to do this again. Thank you.
absolutely.
Let's
Thanks,
do it.
Panda.
So for Panda, for Jen, I'm Dave. And hey, you guys out there, don't forget to thank your Phoenicians.
Thank you for listening to the Main Street Electrical Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the MSE Podcast, or visit our website at themsepodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe, and may all your wishes come true.